Mia Goth, the enigmatic actress known for her captivating performances in films that blend horror with profound emotional depth, has recently offered a glimpse into one of the most anticipated yet persistently delayed projects in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the reboot of Blade. As a key cast member announced in 2023, Goth's involvement was meant to bring a fresh, intense energy to the supernatural thriller centered around the day-walking vampire hunter. Yet, as she candidly shared in a revealing interview on the Happy Sad Confused podcast hosted by Josh Horowitz, the production's journey has been anything but straightforward. Her words paint a picture of excitement tempered by uncertainty, highlighting the complexities of adapting beloved comic book lore into a modern blockbuster while navigating the unpredictable waters of Hollywood scheduling and creative hurdles. Goth's initial enthusiasm for the role was palpable when she described the early stages of her involvement. "The furthest that it got with me, they flew me to Atlanta and we did a chemistry test between star Mahershala Ali and we did a costume fitting and a wig fitting and I was very excited in the direction it was going," she recalled with a mix of fondness and wistfulness. Atlanta, the bustling hub of much of Marvel's post-production work, became the stage for this promising collaboration. The chemistry read with Ali, the acclaimed two-time Oscar winner whose baritone voice and commanding presence have already made him a standout in the MCU as Blade's narrator in Eternals, must have crackled with potential. Goth, fresh off her chilling turn in T. West's Pearl and gearing up for Ma Xena, brought her signature blend of vulnerability and ferocity to the table, qualities that seemed tailor-made for a character shrouded in the film's secretive casting announcements. Her excitement wasn't just professional, it was personal, a rare peek into how an actor envisions inhabiting a role that could redefine her trajectory in genre cinema. The costume and wig fittings added another layer of immersion. For a project like Blade, where aesthetics are as crucial as action sequences, these details matter immensely. Imagine the fittings: sleek leather ensembles evoking the 1998 Wesley Snipes original, perhaps updated with contemporary edge to reflect director Yann Demange's vision of a grittier, more psychological take on the vampire-slaying anti-hero. Goth's description of it as "very cool" suggests a design process that honored the source material while pushing boundaries, aligning with Marvel's post-Endgame strategy of injecting more auteur-driven flair into its phases. And then there was Ali's interesting take on the character. A hint that the Moonlight and Green Book star was approaching Eric Brooks with a depth that goes beyond the silver stakes and katana blades, perhaps exploring the racial and existential themes inherent in a black vampire hunter navigating a world that fears both him and the undead. But as Goth lamented, it was very cool. And Mahershala had such an interesting take on it and he was great. And then it just unraveled from there, unfortunately. This unraveling is the crux of Blade's saga, a narrative of ambition clashing with logistics that has left fans, and evidently its talent, in limbo. Announced at San Diego Comic-Con in 2019 with a thunderous reception, the film was initially slated for a November 2025 release, positioning it as a pivotal entry in Phase 5. Mahershala Ali's casting alone was a coup, his soulful intensity promising to honor Snipes' legacy while infusing new layers of gravitas. Yet, the path forward has been littered with obstacles that feel almost supernatural in their persistence. The COVID-19 pandemic was the first major blow, halting pre-production as the world ground to a standstill in 2020. Hollywood's return to sets was cautious, but Blade pressed on with Bassam Tariq attached as director. His background in indie dramas like Mogul Mowgli suggested a grounded, character-focused approach, but by 2022 creative differences led to his departure. Enter Yann Demange, the visionary behind Lovecraft Country's haunting episodes, whose exit in 2023 cited similar irreconcilable visions. These shifts weren't mere gossip fodder. They underscored Marvel's high stakes in an era where audience fatigue and box office expectations demand perfection. As Kevin Feige, the architect of the MCU, later explained in a candid reflection, "We didn't want to put a leather outfit on Ali and have him start killing vampires." It was a rare admission of restraint from the studio that had churned out 33 interconnected films with clockwork precision. Feige elaborated further, emphasizing the script's evolution. "You can start and have a good script and make it a great script through production, but we didn't feel confident we could do that on Blade. We didn't want to do that to Mahershala and didn't want to do that to us." This philosophy marks a departure from Marvel's earlier days of rapid iteration, where films like Iron Man were forged in the fires of on-set rewrites. Post-Avengers Endgame, with the Infinity Saga's monumental success behind them, the studio has pivoted toward quality over quantity, evident in delays for Deadpool and Wolverine and Fantastic Four. For Blade, this means ensuring the film doesn't just deliver visceral action. Think moonlit chases through rain-slicked streets, fangs gleaming under neon lights, but also resonates thematically. The original trilogy, directed by Stephen Norrington, Guillermo del Toro, and David S. Goyer, blended 90s cool with horror roots, influencing everything from Underworld to John Wick. A modern iteration must grapple with contemporary issues, identity, otherness, and the blurred lines between monster and man, especially with Ali's layered performance at its core. Goth's current stance reflects this limbo. I don't know what's going on with that. I think that they want to make it, and it's such an important film for them that they're taking their time with it. I really don't have any information. I don't know why it's taken the time that it has, but we will see. There's a quiet resignation here, but also optimism. The we will see, a nod to faith in Marvel's machinery. For Goth, whose career has thrived on risks, the survivalist, nymphomaniac, Blade represented a mainstream leap without compromising her indie ethos. Her role, rumored to be Lilith Drake, a vampiric foil with ties to Blade's lore, could have positioned her as a breakout villainess, echoing her unhinged energy in X. Instead, she's channeled that intensity elsewhere, into Robert Eggers' Nosferatu remake and the A24 horror universe.